great lens, great lens, great lens. Yo, what's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about a lens that I recently used, and maybe the reasons why you may want to pick this lens up for your photo and video needs, and that's the Sony 20mm f1.8 lens. Let's go! So I currently own the 24mm f1.4 G Master lens, which is I'm filming right now. And I mainly use this lens for environmental portraits, for architecture. I really love the 24mm look, and especially like just for day to day, I didn't want to bring anything bulky. I just felt like the 24mm is a really great lens for the versatility and just for the focal length. But the reason I picked up the 20mm f1.8 lens was I had a recent shoot and I needed something a little bit more wider. I shoot a lot of dance and event photography as well. And the 24 is great. It has a, it's great for low light. It's a 1.4 aperture. It's very small and compact, just like most Sony lenses. But I decided to pick up the 20mm just for, again, for the size, the weight, and the versatility of how wide we can get. As much as I love the 24mm, I just needed to go a little bit wider and still have a nice aperture range. The 1.4 is great, but with this size and weight, the 20mm f1.8 was great, and especially the way I used it, it was very versatile. It was great for the event, it was great for photography and video, just because of how wide it is. Especially shooting different types of dancers, it's almost unpredictable, right? Especially where they're moving or like how things are kind of like set up. For the most part, this was on a tripod, and for a couple other times it was kind of just like movement in the event space. And again, like the 24 is great, but the 20 was just a nice sweet spot for just kind of getting the whole area and kind of getting the right amount of space, right? So again, this lens, very versatile. And again, like just using the 24 all the time, this 20mm is like really light. The 20mm weighs around 373 grams, and that's pretty light for the size. It's almost the same size as the 24mm, it's just a little bit smaller. You can kind of see the height of it, it's not too bad. The first thing I noticed about using this lens was the weight and how fast and quiet the autofocus was. I got really close to a lot of the dancers and performers, and I still feel like I had a lot of space and a lot of like range of how wide I can get, which was really great about this lens. The thing is, I also wanted to try the 14mm, but I just felt like that was a little too ultra wide, and as much as that may be kind of like an artistic effect, and from the corner to corner might be like really cool about like how wide things are, how long things are. I just didn't want to go too wide to make it look distorted and kind of just make the people look a little bit too long. So I think the 20mm is a great middle ground for capturing stuff like this, right? A really common thing a lot of people use this lens for is for vlogging, right? It's a very nice weight. Again, I'm talking about the weight, but it's a very nice weight for kind of shooting it like handheld. You can kind of get a lot in with vlogging, It's super wide and it's very nice, like, whoa, crazy, right? I think this is a great compromise for weight and the aperture, right? It's at 1.8, so it lets a lot of light in. Another great part about this lens and its weight is putting this on a gimbal. Super lightweight, and again, you get that nice wide angle effect of when you're trying to capture something, right? Very, very versatile, and I love this. This is a great lens. So this lens came out a couple years ago, and I was on the fence for purchasing the 24mm or the 20mm at the time. But currently the 24mm was in stock, but the 20mm was just out of stock everywhere. There was a high demand for this lens, especially, again, how versatile this is. So I ended up just getting the 24mm anyways, because I really like the focal length and the 1.4 aperture. The 20mm is great. I just, at the time, I just didn't end up picking it just because it wasn't available. But now after using this for, for a full day, a couple different scenarios and everything like that, I think this is a great lens. So the 24 and 20 are great wide angle lenses, but I think if your focus was more on vlogging, talking heads, and maybe putting this on a gimbal, maybe you're trying to focus on fitness or trying to capture dancers, and you still want to get like really tight and kind of just get like that, intimate story with this lens, I think getting the 20mm is a great choice, right? So you get a wide focal length, a 1.8 aperture, very light, very versatile, and very silent. The autofocus is great, right? When I used this at the event, I just never felt like I was unsure about the autofocus, or I wasn't unsure about it like clicking the way I wanted to. If price is also factored, this comes in cheaper than the 24mm. The 20mm lens is around $1,200 Canadian. If I had to go back in time, I'm not sure if I would purchase the 20mm because I'm so biased. I really love the 24mm, but after using this for a little bit, I really love the versatility of this lens. I really love the weight and how much I can kind of use it for everything, right? And I can only imagine what could use with it more. I do want to use this more, and I kind of want to use it more for dance videos and for performances and stuff like that. So for a full review, I'll probably do another YouTube video later and comparing both of these lenses. I can see myself using this lens way more, especially putting this on a gimbal. I really love that kind of like focal length of 20, but you still get enough light to come in. That's really important for me. And yeah. And that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this video insightful. If you like this video, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video, all right? Peace out.